The Collector has quickly become my favorite character on the show, and he's connecting so much of the lore in a way that I am excited to talk about today. But turn back now if you haven't seen the Season 2 finale, as we will be discussing major spoilers. Who is the Collector, why does he hunt the Titans, and is it possible that the Owl Beast was a Titan too, since we have seen the Collector hunting them? I have some fun lore and theories to discuss on all of this today, but reminder that next week we are hosting a livestream Q&A with the cast of the Owl House right here on Cartoon Universe. We'll have all of your favorite characters, and as always, they will be signing autographed prints that you can purchase at the Streamily shop, which I will include in a link in the pinned comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and stay tuned for more details, including all the special guests we have at the end of the video. The Collector was first mentioned in Season 2, Episode 12, Elsewhere and Elsewhen, in Philip Whittabane's diary entry. Interestingly, he mentions that he has everything he needs for a portal door to return home, but needs the Collector in order to finish his mission, alluding to his plan to either kill all witches or take their magic so they won't be a threat to humans in the future. When Luce goes back in time with Lilith to go on an adventure with Philip Whittabane, she infers that the Collector is some wise magical figure who people seek out for help, and Philip uses this to his advantage to have Lilith and Luce distract a monster so he can get the Collector. He ends up getting this special glass sealed away in an elaborate puzzle with a monster guard, which can be used to communicate with the Collector. In subsequent episodes, the Collector reveals himself to be a childlike cosmic god trapped beneath the Titan, with the only way out being a Titan or Titan's blood. In the episode, The Edge of the World, King and Luce travel to another Titan where they meet a cult of Collector worshippers who view him as a huntsman of Titans, with their goal being to exterminate every single Titan. They too have their own glass for communicating with the Collector, though it is broken. This hunter, Bill, is likely hearing the Collector talk in various scenes on screen, just like Belos does, without our knowledge. He tricks King into a ceremony that connects King to the mirror and thus to the Collector, which we see in later episodes allows King to sometimes hear what the Collector is saying and even who he is talking to as well. All of this culminated in this week's Season 2 finale, where King actually pulled the Collector out of his mirror after Belos abandoned him. King tricked the Collector by claiming they will play a fun game if he stops the Day of Unity, but the Collector was clearly tricking King as well. He does stop the Day of Unity on the other side, but I imagine the witches will have a lot of their magic drained already, and not be able to fight back as powerfully as they normally would against whatever chaos the Collector is going to start. Despite being a god of Titan hunting to his cult, the Collector is more interested in simply playing games, though as we see as he plays tag with Belos, this can have very devastating consequences for people, with the Collector feeling no remorse and just wanting to continue the game with others, though he is nice enough to offer a sincere head start to everyone else. It would seem the Collector is just a legitimately childlike god who just wants to play, and the natural consequence of his direct interaction with other beings is destroying everything in front of him, and he only seems to enjoy fine-tuning his focus in order to do extravagant destruction that can be reorganized to his will, as we see him destroying the Titan to begin building his own Owl House, as he says. It would seem that the Collector sees Titans as one of the few creatures capable of actually playing with him, as someone else probably dies after just one hit, as we see happen to Belos in his more powerful demon form. When a Titan's life ends, it seems that the natural course is for life to emerge on their decomposing body. Unlike life on Earth, which evolves slowly over time, life is said to spring up out of the muck of the Titan, forming magically. Witches and demons seem to spring up across all Titans with relatively similar forms. However, it should be noted that witches had to develop the ability to draw circles in the air, and originally had to use glyphs. It is uncertain if this was an evolutionary change, or if no witch could understand how to do the circles until they first discovered the glyphs and the logic behind them. Regardless, the life that forms on a Titan seems to be there to worship the eventual offspring of the Titan, though the timeline for this is fuzzy. Life had to have been around for quite some time by the time Ida found King, and we don't know how much time passed between him hatching and finding Ida. He was left on an island off of the Boiling Isles, indicating that the Titan himself may have picked a spot where land already existed, and the roar and crash that King heard while in his egg was probably the Titan fighting the Collector. In this fight, he would presumably trap the Collector in his mirror glass and leave his son on an island with special protection, both with a robotic guardian and a magical necklace that prevents the Collector from seeing King even after they've been attached through the weird ceremony in Edge of the World. Normally, a Titan might live a little bit longer to perhaps start raising their child, but the Collector likely killed the Boiling Isles Titan a bit before he would have naturally died. At this point, the Collector had seemingly killed all the larger Titans, with the cult taking care of any younger Titans still around, until only the lost son of the Boiling Isles Titan, King, remained. Despite the Collector only being first mentioned in Elsewhere and Elsewhen, he actually first appeared in Knock Knock Knockin' on Hootie's Door, when Ida falls through some flashbacks of hers and the Owl Beast. In this flashback, the Collector appears covered in his cape and tries to capture the Owl Beast with a completely different Titan corpse in the background. The Owl Beast does escape, but its wings burn off as it flies away, and it falls into the ocean. The boiling oceans and the muck of the nearby Titan destroys the Owl Beast and turns it into some curse that one day washes up on the shore of the Boiling Isles Titan sometime later, where it would eventually make it to the night market where Lilith would purchase it. Now, the Collector is only really known for wanting to play with Titans after this point, but it is possible that he also enjoyed trapping random beasts on other Titans for some time. That being said, it is possible that the Owl Beast is also a Titan, just in a different stage of development than King, but still not quite fully grown. It would explain why this curse is so powerful, and is very directly tied to the essence of magic itself, the way it can eat up and destroy all things magical. It would also explain why, like King, the Owl Beast doesn't quite have a clear answer on what species it belongs to. It is grouped with beasts on Hootie's board, but it has question marks on it, alluding to the fact that, like King, it may be a Titan. However, we don't see this Owl Beast near a Titan that resembles any of its known forms, and it doesn't quite match all of the patterns we see across Titans, but who knows? Let me know your theories in the comments down below, and while you're down there, don't forget to check out the pinned comment for that Streamily link, where you can buy an autographed print from your favorite voice actor, and watch them sign it next weekend during their dedicated live streams. We'll also have most of the cast here on Cartoon Universe for a dedicated Q&A, so leave questions in the comments down below for us to ask the cast. Avoid asking about lore or spoilers, and instead ask about cast experiences and thoughts on the show, not on theories. We will be starting the live stream at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday, June 4th. I'll put a link in the description that will translate that to your local time zone so you don't have to do the math. Joining us, of course, will be Sarah Nicole Robles as Luz Nocida, Avi Roque as Rain Whispers, Sissy Jones as Lilith Clawthorn, Mela Lee as Kiki Mora, Deb Dotzer, who voices Gwendolyn Clawthorn, is also joining, as well as Eden Regal as the voice of Basha, and Deborah Wilson, who voices Terra Snapdragon. We got a huge cast, and who knows who else might join, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates that may come this week. See you guys there!